Hello, this is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharb. Good afternoon. I am so happy today. I just had to hop on early and let you know the good news. I am fired up, guys. We have multiple work permits that have come in today from the T visa. So if you don't know what the T visa is, it's time to stick around to find out what that is. And if you've been following me for a while, you've been watching, this is just an update that they continue to process these. Our clients applied just this year and are now getting the work permits. So it is possible. They have gone through the process. They have gone and done their fingerprints and biometrics at the offices. Even in cases where they don't have their papers, they're going through this process and they are being issued 4-year work permits while the process is moving forward. Today, my clients who have gotten work permits, who have gotten bona fide determination letters, have protection from removal. And that is priceless, guys, for our clients to be able to experience safety and security while they apply for benefits that they qualify for. So this is where it's so important to make sure that you are evaluating your options. Don't leave yourself vulnerable. Make sure that you are moving forward. And I'm here to tell you and give you hope and let you know that this is here for you. So, for those of you who are just joining me, I'm letting you know that we have more approvals. Just this week alone, we have 3 work permits from the T visa. So this is for our clients that have applied. Yes, even under this administration, they've applied, they went and did their biometrics appointment, and they now have their 4-year work permits while the process is moving forward. This is to give you hope, guys, that even with all the scary things going on, you do have the ability to still get protection. And it's important to get on it early, be proactive, advocate for yourself, and then come to us to let us advocate for you before the government, because there are policies that do still offer protection, and we have gotten it. Yes. So somebody just said, what is the T visa? And I am going to tell you all about the T visa. VAWA, we have gotten VAWA work permits as well. Absolutely. Last week, we've gotten the VAWA work permit. We've continued to get VAWA work permits. Guys, these processes are moving forward. So do not hide in the shadows. Don't think that you can't get it too. Our clients that were brave, that had walked on faith, that took my advice and moved forward with our help, went through biometrics, did their fingerprinting, did everything, and now they have their protection. They were issued bona fide determination letters, which gives them temporary protection while the process is moving forward. And now some of my clients have the work permits. Those are coming in. Thank you so much, sweet Tintin. So it's happening, guys, but you have to act, right? Waiting last minute, waiting for something to happen is not the wisest thing, right? I fight for clients at no matter where you are in your process. I fight for clients to be able to get their papers here, but the earlier the better, right? Because the earlier we can apply to the government and show the government that you do qualify for this, it means that you are being proactive and you're more likely to get the protections under the law, right? At the later stage, it gets up more stressful. So let's focus on solutions. That's what I've been doing. I've kept steady along with my team, and we continue to make changes in our clients' lives. I'm really fired up. I come every week, now every day, I'm getting this good news. Every single day, I'm getting this. So I'm hoping that continues, and we're working towards that. So I want you to be able to do the same. Walk on faith. But walking on faith does not mean you're going to sit there and do nothing. God helps those who helps themselves. And the first thing you should be doing is reaching out for the right help to see what you could possibly qualify for. I can tell you this, many of my clients, as a matter of fact, I would say a majority of my clients came to me as a last resort, thinking there's no way they qualify for anything because we focus on difficult cases. We focus on options that other lawyers don't often talk about and other lawyers don't focus on. We focus on that. And because of that, we ask questions that not a lot of other lawyers ask. And because we ask those questions, we're able to get to the legal solutions that our clients qualify for. Right now, I'm focusing on the T visa because it's one of the overlooked forms of relief that's available and continues to be available for clients. So today I'm going to talk about that. Do you possibly qualify for the T visa? Now, the T visa, as somebody asked here, what is the T visa? The T visa is for victims of trafficking. Now, before you say, oh, right, this is where you need to perk up your ears and you need to listen to this because you may very well qualify for the T visa and you don't even know it. Many immigrants come to the United States thinking you don't have rights. And because of that, you end up in situations that you don't want to be in. You feel trapped in, but you feel like you have no rights. You feel like you're supposed to be treated that way, and you have no recourse. And I'm here to tell you, you might be watching this right now in that situation right now, as many of my clients were. If you're in a situation where your employer, and I know that's probably happening more than ever now, your employer is telling you they can't pay you because of your papers, and you better be satisfied that you even have a job. If they're missing payments, they're paying you late, they're giving you more work than you agreed to do, they are lying to you, you might be coming to the realization that they're not applying for that green card that they promised to apply for, that they convince you to overstay for. They're not really applying for that. And that's the reason you agreed to work with them. And now you've overstayed or you're close to overstaying because you took a job you thought was legal. You took a job that you thought they were going to be able to get you your legal papers to work. If you have employers that are doing you wrong and making you feel trapped in this situation, is very common. And I know some of you are watching me here and you're relating to this. It's time to give us a call because our clients that are getting the work permits and getting this kind of protection, this is exactly what they endured. And it's not legal. It's not legal, not because you're an immigrant, not because you're here without your papers, means that you can put up with that. So make sure that you reach out and talk to us about what you're going through so we can determine whether you qualify for this kind of relief because it's there, right? And but the only way you're going to get to that relief is if you reach out and get legal advice. The first thing we do, and that's honestly to make sure we don't waste your time and money, is we do a free initial evaluation. This is not legal advice. It is not meant to replace legal advice. But what it does, it allows us to be able to see, do you possibly qualify for an option that we can help with? At that point, once you do, and this covers a number of circumstances. So not just the T visa, many options. The T visa is just one of them. We ask many questions and then we get to the root of, is there something we could possibly help you with? If that's the case, we move forward with a strategy session to break down exactly what we can do to help you and we get started. Now, it's important to get started now because it's this, even though, yes, we make it look easy, especially every day I come on here and I show you these work permits, I show you that our clients are obtaining results. I know that you may feel like this is easy. It is not. You need to make sure you're starting now so that we can take care of it. We take care of it for our clients. We try to keep our clients make it as easy as possible for our clients, but we also need time to get this for you. So this is where you need to be proactive. You need to treat it with urgency and get in touch with us so that we can be able to talk to you and get to your relief, because it's here, guys. It's here and it's moving forward. But you have to make sure that you reach out for help, right? That's the only way. We can't reach out. I'm reaching out to you now through this live, but that's the most I can do. The next thing you have to do, pick up the phone, give us a call. We work 24/7 to be able to do these initial evaluations. You're thinking about us 3 in the morning, there's somebody to answer the phone to talk to you and get through that initial evaluation 3 in the morning. So no matter what time of day, you can also DM us. We are answering our DMs and everything is confidential, right? The point of this is not to get other people in trouble. The point of this is to get you to legal solutions that can get you your papers here in the United States, right? And I am showing you the results that we've gotten, we continue to get, that can possibly apply to you as well. All right, so now I'm just going to quickly answer some questions. So put your questions in the comments so I can answer your questions. Thank you for joining. It's so nice to see you, especially with the daylight out, the sun out. It's so nice to be able to speak with you and be back here. How long are green cards taken to get? It depends on what kind of green card. So marriage-based green cards, we are noticing that they're moving those green cards shockingly quickly. So green card applications, they are scheduling interviews quickly. So that means, and I get this question, I got my green card interview within 2 months of applying. Is that a red flag? I would say it doesn't have to be a red flag, right? They are doing more to spot fraud. And the whole point of the interview is to spot fraud, right? In order to decide whether they're going to approve you or not. But that's exactly it. They can go the opposite direction, right? If you make sure you present a good, solid case. And so instead of looking at it as a red flag, you need to be looking at it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get your green card in 2 months' time. So this is where I say preparation is key. The approval is in the details. You need to make sure that you are doing the process right. Do the process right, and you will not have any red flags. You will have a very successful case. Can a 1040 form be submitted instead of a transcript? Great question. So this is in regards to the affidavit of support. And while I'm not your attorney, I can't give you personalized legal advice. What I can tell you is when you're submitting the affidavit of support, generally, when you submit that 1040 form, you need to also make sure you're attaching the relevant tax statements. They will not accept an affidavit of support with a tax return, which is a 1040, without a tax statement. That's your W-2 or your 1099 tax statements, or your Schedule C. So it's very important that you make sure that you attach that to the tax return, or they're going to reject it. How long is it taking to get a T visa work permit now? I would say 8 to 10 months now. So 8 to 10 months after filing is when these work permits are coming. Keep in mind that this is not, I don't have it down to a science. I'm going based on our experience. Every case is different. So, this is the timeline, but you cannot use my word to say Attorney Tharp says, right? You can't contact USCIS to say Attorney Sharifa says it should have been 10 months and now it's 11 months. Because I'm basing it off of the experience that I have, but I don't have control over USCIS processing times. It may be longer, may be shorter. Oh, thank you so much for the blessings. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's your encouragement that keeps me going and the results for my clients. So thank you very much. I got 48 months green card extension. So good to travel internationally. So I can't tell you specifically that it's good, right? But what I would say is you're a green card holder. As long as you have all the relevant documents, you should be able to travel. But I would make sure if there's anything in your background that you're concerned about, a past criminal charge, past immigration violations, if you're going through a divorce from your spouse while you're going through the 2 year to the 10 year, if you applied late for your green card for your removal of conditions, those are red flags that could possibly get you into some issues coming back into the country. So you need to be mindful. It really depends on your background. I have a sponsor, January 27, 2023, spouse of a green card holder. How long more I have to wait? So the priority date is still current. If you're in another country and you're documentarily qualified at the National Visa Center, I would say about a year and a half to 2 years wait for the interview alone after you're documentarily qualified. I have one ticket of drug paraphernalia in Texas. I think that's Texas. After I renewed my green card, can I travel internationally? So I would say that that is definitely a red flag. Talk to an attorney. Make sure you have an attorney. That's a red flag, and you have to be careful. Um, Good day. Overstayed in America, was deported 10 years plus. How can this person be back in America? It depends on the circumstances. You definitely need to talk to us. Give us a call. Do you have a sponsor? Do you have a relative who's sponsoring you? That is going to be very important in determining how they can come back to the US, either through family petition, maybe even through a work petition. But we have to get all the facts right, since the deportation adds a little wrench to the situation. I am a Canadian and I'm looking to apply for a TN visa. Do I need employer to sponsor me or not? Not necessarily. With a TN visa, sometimes a job letter, a job offer letter where it's not necessarily where you have it yet. So not necessarily. You don't need one, but you need to make sure that you do qualify for certain jobs, so that you have, for example, are you an accountant? Are you a hotel manager? Do you have a hospitality business degree? And are you coming with a job offer from a hotel here, right? They maybe have not confirmed it, but they've sent you a job offer. Keep in mind, I'm not your attorney though, and I don't know your specific facts. So this is where you definitely should be getting in touch to talk. Can 1040 forms answer that? Hi there, God is in control. All right. Can I travel when you have a 2 year green card? Yes, it's a possibility. You have a green card, you're able to travel, but is it advisable based on your circumstances? That's going to be the question. It really is on a case by case basis. All right, I'm on Facebook and YouTube. How long do you wait for filing an I-485 or any other process while waiting for visa number to become available? So you have to check when your visa number becomes available. At that point, the I-485, and you'll have to use a national visa bulletin to be able to determine when your priority date is accurate. It is sort of complex to explain, especially for non-immigration attorneys. It's difficult to explain. So it's something I'd have to do at another time. But what I can say is, if you overstay if you're not the immediate relative of a US citizen and you overstay your visa, an I-485 may be a problem, even if your immigrant visa becomes available. So you have to be careful with that. I have a 10-year green card. Can I bring my mother to the United States? No, you have to wait until you're a US citizen. Thanks, sweet Tintin. I appreciate the congratulations. Hi, Karen. It's always nice to see you. Thanks for your continued support. I appreciate it. Please, I have a question. My dad is trying to file. I'm on Instagram now, by the way. If you want to go ahead and put your questions in the comments. Please, I have a question. My dad is trying to file for my sister through certificate of birth, but he filed for it within the US and she's outside the US. I'm not sure. If you're talking about ordering the birth certificate, I would not have any expertise with that part. If a person who enters America illegally, is it possible to get married and throw off the asylum case and not going to the immigration court? Entering the country without permission or without inspection disqualifies somebody from getting the marriage-based green card through adjustment of status, even if the spouse is a US citizen, unless the spouse is mistreating them and they're applying for VAWA. So VAWA, if the spouse was the US citizen spouse was mistreating them, then that's a possibility. And even the permanent resident spouse was mistreating them, that would be a possibility. But getting married with your spouse sponsoring you and you enter the country without permission, it would not be permissible. So it's important for you to determine whether moving forward with the asylum is going to be best for you. Thank you so much, Neville. I appreciate it. How long is it taking to get a T visa work permit? I'd say 8 to 10 months now. And thank you so much for the love on TikTok. I appreciate it. And you're doing a good thing when you show love, because what it means is other people are able to see this information that empowers them through immigration journey. And that is powerful, guys. It means that other people are seeing information. Other people who thought they didn't have any hope can now tap into that and reach out for help to understand their options and move forward. Can you answer my question, please? Tamira, can you retype your question? I don't see it. I don't see it. Do you think September 2023 will be current before 2025 ends? Losing hope, EB3. Sometimes it jumps. It does a big jump, so we might see. But thanks for the love. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Any lawsuits yet to stop order of no bail for ones that came in as undocumented? Yes, so there have been lawsuits. However, these are on an individual basis, and judges are continuously issuing orders saying it's illegal. However, those lawsuits are restricted to those individuals who are applying for what's called habeas corpus. So, and what happens is they escalate it to federal court. And when you go to federal court, the judge in federal court is the only judge that then has the ability to override the decision of the BIA, which is the Board of Immigration Appeals. They're the ones that put in this, we call it precedential order. When we say that, it means that once they make that decision, it's binding, right? It's binding on everybody. It becomes a rule. But when they escalate it to the federal court judge can look at this and say, okay, no, this is not right. It doesn't line up with what the law says. So we're going to release this one person. But the judges aren't making orders nationwide. So I have not seen any lawsuits. I anticipate that's coming soon, but I haven't seen blanket lawsuits like class action lawsuits yet. I do suspect that's coming, and I can't wait to see an order on that because it's needed at this point. Otherwise, individuals are left to file federal lawsuits, and it gets hard when they're detained. It gets hard to locate attorneys to do this and to fight their case. So, by the way, what I also want to let you know is if you have been issued notices to appear, we have expanded our practice because we have continued to fight for clients who have been detained, but we are now making it a broad service across the country, no matter where you are. Give us a call and let's talk about defending you in immigration court, because there are options in immigration court as well. So give us a call and let's talk. We have a whole team that's ready to get started, travel, and get around the country to be able to defend immigrants in immigration court and to be able to apply for certain relief, even if you're detained. So get in touch with us. Now, detained or not detained, if you have a notice to appear and you are looking ahead, your notice to appear is in 2026. Now, guys, is the time to retain an attorney, so that what happens is we have to plan your case. We have to understand what we're going to put before the judge. We have to execute, sometimes putting motions and filings to be able to properly defend you and get ready for your case. So get in touch with us so that we can get started on your case. The sooner, the better. The sooner, the better with anything. All right. I'm married to a US citizen and he cheated. I left him. How do I go about getting my papers? I have nothing. Give us a call. We help our clients to do this. Now, your spouse cheated. We want to hear more. Sounds like they did you wrong, but I want to hear more to be able to determine whether you qualify for special relief to apply for your own green card, your own work permit without that spouse. My employer wanted to sponsor me as a custodian, but I'm here 10 years. Can I still get sponsored? It's unlikely. If you're here without your papers for 10 years, it's unlikely. But get in touch with us. Let's talk about what you've been through and determine whether there are additional options. This is exactly how our clients have started, is by getting relief, by calling us just to find out their options. We were often their last resort. Other attorneys have even told them no. I've had other attorneys, other clients tell me that before they came to me, other lawyers would say, things like, go get yourself a girlfriend, or go get yourself a boyfriend, or go get married first and then come back to me. And, I don't do that. We don't do that here. We want to honestly look at your circumstances, ask you the right questions, and see if there's legal solutions that we can help you with without that whole degrading talk about go find yourself somebody to get married to. And you're not even supposed to find somebody to get married to just for immigration purposes. All right, so let's see. If you're a green card holder, can you file for your daughter who is 27 years old and my grandson? Yes, it's a 5 to 7 year process, but it's possible as long as your daughter is unmarried. If your daughter is married, you have to wait until you are a US citizen to apply. How long it take after people do medical for a green card? So if you got a request for evidence for the medical, you're looking at anywhere from 4 months to a year to get that green card. I have sponsor. Okay. So let me answer some more questions here on YouTube and Facebook. Dear attorney, please kindly explain how long. Okay, so I answered that. Question: is it worth applying for an ITIN in the meantime you're trying to figure out your next step? Someone is here a while now, not married, but overstayed. Now, the ITIN, what I would say is I really evaluate this on a case by case basis, and it depends on your needs. The risk factors do go up for some individuals who have been here, maybe enter the country without permission, and they have a deportation order. They are currently sharing records with the IRS. based on that information to find those who have past deportation orders or who have criminal records. So we would have to dig further into your background to determine whether is it worth the risk. What I would say though, guys, is getting an ITIN is not necessarily a bad idea. The reason being, one thing is if you're working here, you're required to follow the tax laws. You're required to pay taxes. And another thing is, while we don't have immigration reform that has been approved, what I have noticed is that all the forms of immigration relief or reforms that have been proposed so far involve showing that you have paid your taxes. And so having an ITIN would give you a head start in showing showing that you have paid your taxes. Another thing is that the ITIN allows you to it allows you to be able to report, right? To report, show that you've been getting income. So potential employers do accept the ITIN, and then they are able to then report it to the IRS, and then you get a 1099 and you file your taxes. So there's a record of you being here. There's a record of you complying with tax law. There's a record of your good moral character, because if, say, you were detained, judges do look at your compliance with tax laws, your effort to follow the law as good moral character. So it can actually, in some cases, meet certain requirements for you to get out of deportation. So it really depends, and there's pros and there are cons, and this is where I say you definitely should get in touch with us. Talk to us. We are certified acceptance agents here. So that means at the law firm that I have helped clients, so we have been getting clients ITINs without incident, and those clients are better for it, right? But in those cases, those clients, it did benefit those clients. So get in touch with us. Let's talk and see what works for you. Is it safe to travel to Africa on an F1 visa currently? Having the visa allows you to move back and forth. I don't know what your situation is, and I think the advice right now that most universities are giving is just stay put. Stay put until we can get further clarification on policies and practices. For now, I'm not your attorney, so I can't tell you to do that, but generally that's the advice. After 4 months, I'm still not getting receipt notice for my VAWA application. Should I be concerned? Not necessarily. Those are taking long. But guys, for example, on our end, what we do is we track our clients' cases. We have proof of delivery. So we know it got there. And right now we know that it's backed up. So we don't panic if it takes that long, because we know it got there. If it takes, I say, more than 6 months, then we start asking questions at this point. We will reach out to immigration to see, did something get lost in the mail, that we didn't get it. But I wouldn't necessarily panic if it's 4 months. My son's father was U.S. citizen. He passed. He born in Haiti. Now he's here with parole. What can do for him to get citizen? Give us a call. We want to find out what happened there. The sooner the better, because your son might very well already be a citizen. So we need to understand what happened. Give us a call and let's talk. How long after filing a T visa you have to do biometrics? So I would say it takes 4 months for it to come, and then about 2 to 3 months after you get the biometrics notice. Sweet Tintin, you are welcome. Okay, I'm on Instagram, and then I have to head. Oh, okay. I see one more. I do my I-751 interview on my N400 interview on September 9th. I passed the interview, but when I check online, I see that they're processing the I-751. How long does it take for me to get the old ceremony? So they have to approve the I-751 first. So they may be looking into some stuff before they issue it. All right. After being paroled at the entrance, document was issued by CBP with office visits. Can they throw off the asylum case by getting married? The person has never been convicted while in the States. If you were paroled, and it has to be a certain type of parole, then you can still move forward with the marriage-based process. Thank you so much, Peter. I appreciate that. I married, and after separated from spouse, they pulled the filing from USCIS and got a notice to leave the United States, and I refiled a VAWA and got. I want to work permit and travel combo. Is it okay to travel internationally? I am I am not your attorney. Keep in mind, if you are my clients, you all have the ability to talk to me directly. So you shouldn't be asking any individual questions here about your case, because you have more access to us here at the law firm than those on the live. So I'm assuming I'm not your attorney and I can't give you personalized legal advice on this live. But what I would say is, I'm saying be very conservative with travel right now. This travel document is not an entitlement. And that means that if you're coming in, it does not guarantee that you're going to come in. What's next after getting a receipt notice for I-765 for T visa? Biometrics. After biometrics, bona fide determination, that's going to be great, because a bona fide determination approval means you have official protection. If you're going through removal, it's going to put a stay on removal while you're moving forward with the T visa process. What's next after getting a receipt notice for ICE? So I answered that. The person got a parole after entering illegally. So parole, once they get parole, if it's a certain type of parole, then they can go through the marriage-based process. But this is where it's very important for them to get in touch with us. No, it's not, there's no room for mistakes here. So get in touch with us. Let's make sure it's right and move forward. All right, guys, I have to go. It was so nice touching base with you. Hopefully, I can talk to you again tomorrow. So look out for me tomorrow, please, everybody. And I once again want to thank you for sharing sharing the good, that I can come and share the good news with you and just let you know there's hope. The policies are moving forward at the USCIS. Yes, things are changing, but it does not mean that you can't qualify legally. It means that we have to rise to the level that they are processing these cases, and it shows our office is rising to that standard to be able to get our clients the relief they qualify for. So get in touch with us. Let's talk and get started on your work permit, your green card, your ability to live and work here, right? We only focus on hope. We focus on solutions. We focus on action. Have a great one, everybody, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.